Just a good game, obviously. Softball, we were on the losing side, but thought both teams played well. We weren't able to obviously string anything together consistently, but overall, thought we played well, ready to play, and they just did a little bit better job than we did.
Okay, questions for players? Here we go. Second row on the right here.
Thomas Jones, Austin American Statesman. Corby, what was the toughest thing about Kavan tonight, and what was she doing that made her effective in the circle?
I mean, yeah, she's a good pitcher. Everybody that we're going to face at the College World Series is going to be a good pitcher. She just made a few better pitches than we were able to hit, so she did a good job.
Okay, we'll stay in the second row on the right.
Noah Ram with the Gainesville Sun. This could be for both Corby and Keegan. The fact that last year you guys, I think, played 3 elimination games. Here, how much do you think that helps now, knowing that in this setting you guys have had your backs against the wall before?
Keegan, if you want to go first, feel free.
I mean, nobody wants to be in the loser elimination bracket side of it. But I also think that we're a team that when our backs are up against the walls, for whatever reason, feel like we play a little more free, which seems really backwards. But at the same time, I think the experience last year does help us. But then I think with the new people, it's just learning how to continue to play Gator softball and to just continue to focus on us and just make sure that, we're doing the things that we need to be able to do.
At the end of the day, it's still a softball game. It's the same game we've been playing, so doesn't make any much of a difference for us.
And then just for Corby, just the offensive, the struggles of the plate today. You guys tomorrow will be facing a good pitcher as well. Is there anything you could do in, a day span to try to fix that, or is it just trying to continue to trust the process and hope that, better results will come tomorrow?
There's nothing that's broken. There's nothing broken to fix. Our offense is really powerful. Today, obviously, we just didn't get the right we obviously just didn't put the right swings on the right pitches, and sometimes that's how softball goes. So there's not a huge adjustment to make. We're just going out and playing Gator softball and focusing on us.
Okay, we'll say second row on the right here.
Keegan, Thomas Jones, Austin American Statesman. Jolie Mitchell got to you a couple of times. What makes her a tough batter, and what happened in those at-bats?
I mean, she just hit a softball, honestly. I mean, anybody's going to hit a ball on any day. I don't really have a better answer for that other than she just hit pitches.
Any more questions for players? Okay, players, you're dismissed.
Thank you, Gators.
Questions for Coach Walton? Okay, good. Second row on the right here.
Coach Thomas Jones, Austin American Statesman. There's been a lot of talk about the SEC side of the bracket. Texas has gotten 3 out of 4 this year now. What makes that team tough? What's the hardest thing about going against Texas?
Well, I think you look at the first thing to look at is the experience they have in the circle. A lot of, we couldn't just prepare for Teague Kavan. We had to prepare for, everybody in their staff. They've had a good season in the circle. They've had a couple of really good seasons in the circle. I think, I don't know if she threw a no-hitter or a perfect game last year, but she's good. One thing you look at, we only struck out 1 time today, and why? Well, because she only threw about 6 rise balls. I think she probably threw more drops today than, and even last weekend against Clemson, I think she was throwing more drops than rise. But I think, there's their diversity in their lineup. They're a really good offensive lineup. They played really good defense. I mean, Mia Scott played as good of a third baseman's probably played in an opening game here. She was really, really good at third base. So I don't think they have, they have a lot of weaknesses. I don't think they have any weakness, They were number 1 for a long time in this season for a reason. They're a good team.
Okay, we'll stay second row on the right.
Tim, Noah Ram with the Gainesville Sun. Just talk about, Keegan's performance as a whole and just being able to, got herself in some jams, until that 6th inning, got out of it. And, if she goes tomorrow, that confidence you have in her, especially knowing that, she could do well on back-to-back days.
Yeah, I think the cool thing for me is, you guys get a small sample size of these guys, but, just listen to their answers and listen to the way they answer questions in a tough moment. Obviously it's a huge letdown to lose the first game of the College World Series, and, the way they go about their business to me just tells me everything I need to know about the people that I coach. They take it serious. They compete, they work hard. and they enjoy what they do. So to me, I think no matter what we do tomorrow, today was a learning opportunity. We got some kids in Ava Brown's first time she's pitched the College World Series. First time Olivia Miller, who pitched outstanding for us today, and the same thing with Caitlin Oxley. So a lot of firsts today. We've got a lot to really improve on for tomorrow, whoever we play. But today we don't play the same team tomorrow that we played today. So sometimes when you get to this side of the bracket, you got to figure out how to turn the page, because you could easily look at yesterday, and yesterday's team's not playing us tomorrow. So we got to do a really good job of turning the page and figuring some things out.
You mentioned though with Texas how it's hard because they have a lot of good pitchers. You might, if you face Oklahoma tomorrow, they got a lot of good pitchers. Obviously, Tennessee's got a really good pitcher. So when it comes to that, how do you try to prepare for that tomorrow, again, knowing that you're going to face a good pitcher regardless?
Yeah, each one of our players has a little bit of a different plan or a little bit different process. They go through a different routine. So we'll obviously stick to those things. I think those are important. Last weekend we faced majority left-handed. This week we'll face a different look. Today, tomorrow, Oklahoma's got a good left-hander as well. So we'll see what we have. I mean, we'll prep and get ready. There's obviously going to be 70 on the board tomorrow. From a lot of different people. So we just got to be prepared and be on time and get ready to go.
Any more questions for Coach Walton?
Okay, thank you guys. Go Gators.
Thank you.